So in this video on opportunity related functionality in Microsoft Dynamics 365 for sales, we're going to cover off the opportunity specific dashboard. Now, this is one in a series we've done specifically on opportunity related functionality in Dynamics. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you have suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Anyway, let's go into the system and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm in the opportunities area at the moment, and then I've got my top menu bar, and then I've got my three dots for additional menu items. If I click on that, I've got the ability to open a dashboard, which is the opportunity specific dashboard. Now, it's kind of a special dashboard for the opportunities area. It's accessible from within the opportunity area rather than being a dashboard within the dashboards area, rather confusingly. But let's click on that and I'll show you what I mean. So we've got effectively two options here. We've got a streams view and a tile view. We're in the streams view at the moment. So effectively, I've got four streams here. So I've got my open opportunities, closed opportunities, all opportunities. So those are streams, effectively rendering of system views in the system. Now there's some degree of configuration around this, so you've got the option to have the streams that you want or the views that you want depicted. So each of these effectively is a depiction of a view, and then I've got a sequence of records within that stream. So I've also got the ability to set a filter in terms of timeline. It's based on the estimated close date. I could choose this week, this month, this quarter, which is what I've selected, or indeed a custom time frame. And then within each of these streams, I can see the number of records in the stream. I've got the ability to sort it on the following criteria. It is sorted on modified date at the moment. And then I've got the ability to do things to these records within a stream if I wanted to. I've got the three dots here, so if I could click on that. And there's various things that I can do to a record in the menu here. Didn't mean to jump into that, but if you double click on that, that goes directly into the record. Now, the other option I've got is being able to select multiple records. If I select multiple records, I can do things to the multiple selected records if I wish to, and if I wanted to, I could do mass edit, so change the values of multiple records simultaneously. So that's the streams view. If I just come out of that now, then I switch to tile view, which is a little bit more underwhelming. I've effectively got a summary of those streams depicted as a tile, and if I click on the tile, then I've got the records that make that up. If I double click on those, I'll go into the underlying record. Now if I go back to the stream view, and a couple of other additional features that we've got here, we've got the ability to display a visual filter. So in other words, what it does now is it puts in several charts, and that allows me to sort of filter down the data that appears below in the streams. Now, again, this is configurable in the back end by your administrator or implementation partner, so you can change the charts that you're using. So the ones I've got in place here, for example, I want to choose the hot, the opportunity with a rating of hot. So if I click on that, you can see that filters down, and then I can do additional filtering if I wanted to. I want those that are at the proposed stage of the pipeline. So I click on that and it goes down to 1. So it's quite a neat way of sort of filtering the data based on a chart, and clear that all out. The alternative I've got is to use a global filter. Again, the criteria for this are configurable within the back end, and I've got things like estimated close date, for example, or I've got estimated revenue. Now, this is not particularly easy to work with, rendering of an interface, but I could put a minimum of 0, and then I'm going to put in a maximum of 15,000. So I only want to display opportunities with an estimated revenue of between £0 and £15,000. I can click on that and I can filter on it. So in fact, I've actually done it as 115,000, but anyway, you get the idea. So I can do that with multiple filters if I wish to. And if I wish to save the filters I've got the option to save it, and then those appear in my saved filters. I can apply exactly the same principle to the tile view if I wanted to. I've got the ability to display the visual filters, and I've got the ability to filter based on the global filters as well. So I think it's a fairly interesting dashboard. Certainly if it's being properly configured, I think it gives people an ability to sort of visualize their data quite effectively. The thing that would concern me a little bit about the streams view particularly is that if you're managing a lot of opportunities, I think it's quite difficult to do that. If you've got a relatively small number, I think the streams option works quite well, but for larger numbers I'd rather work directly in views. Anyway, hopefully that's been a helpful introduction to the opportunity specific dashboard within Dynamics. As I said, this is one in a series we're doing on opportunity related functionality. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, you've got suggested content ideas, or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Anyway, thanks very much for your time this afternoon, and hopefully see you again soon.